Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub. It's Pub Sports Radio. It's a brand new week. It's Monday, October 25th. NBA card for a Monday. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, TROT Ram with you, ready to break down the Monday NBA slate. Let's dive right into it. We start off with the Milwaukee Bucks on the Indiana Pacers. Point road favorites in this game, 230 being the total in this one. Right away, there's some injury notes you want to be aware of going into this game. Drew Holiday, last I checked, doubtful for this game with the ankle injury, so he is going to miss this game. He played through that ankle injury, actually a heel injury specifically against San Antonio. 16 points in that game, but the ankle sprain looks like going to keep him out for this game against the Pacers tonight. Bobby Portis game time decision as well. Brook Lopez out for the Bucks as well. The Indiana Pacers, finally found out how to win a close game. They've had some struggles with holding on to leads against Charlotte and Washington in their first two games, but they maintained one for a change, beating Miami in overtime on Saturday, 102-91. Pretty good performance from them. Milwaukee, as I mentioned, bounced back from that blowout loss to the Heat and took care of business against the Spurs, 121-111 in that game. You look at series history between these two teams, and it's been pretty one-sided in favor of Milwaukee. They've won each of the last four games. They've covered four straight. I would probably lean Milwaukee, but I don't like the idea of laying points with them on the road without a couple of key contributors, especially Drew Holiday going into this game. What we have seen with Indiana and Milwaukee guys head-to-head since February earlier this year, 240, 253, and 275 in terms of total points scored. So should have some pace, should see the game go up and down a little bit. I'd lean to the over here at 230 in this game, if anything. Skee, you like anything here? Bucks, Pacers?
Yes, I do. But did you say that Drew Holiday is definitely out, or is he game time?
He's out, bro.
He looks like he's out. Doubtful out. Probably means not
good. Okay. They got him out.
Okay. When I looked at this game last night, the first thing I said is, why is Milwaukee only -3? It just kind of felt kind of suspicious to me. And then I saw it move down to -2, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm staying away from the side. But the total,
yep,
I agree with what you said, Ian. Like from the Pacer side, still the same problem as far as not a lot of defense. That's probably why they're not able to hold on to leads. And from Milwaukee side, they play with pace. Their defense hasn't been the best so far, but we have two top offensive rated teams through 3 games. And I look at the total, 230 versus 112 or 112.5 on the first half. Sorry. The first half numbers, their games usually go around 123 or 120.3. So I chose that over the second half because it seems like a lot of the points just come in the first half. So 112 seems like a better number.
All right, like in the first half over Skee Profit in this one, Bucks and Pacers. Dutch, anything you like in this game?
Yeah, I do like a couple props. I can't argue with the over, especially with Brook Lopez being out. I think they'll move the ball up and down a little quicker. Also, the best fucking defensive player in the league isn't playing. So you already know we could look over, probably be a solid look. Shout out to the chat, though. Lucky Power, my guy. Salute to everyone tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button like I'm hitting this motherfucking playing the GMO. Get you right where you need to be. But yeah, you see I got the fade hat on today too, boys. I know we got a lot of games to go, so we won't talk too much about what happened on Friday night. But yeah,
don't be salty.
This the fade hat though. But you see, I bet them yesterday 1-1, and they still can't fucking cover, even win a W on a back-to-back with the Grizzlies. But hey, let's get back to what y'all want to talk about. I got this guy, Mr. Chris Dorte. How the fuck you say his name? The two guard, the kid from Oregon, the rookie. If you're watching the Pacers, hey, this kid's nice, man. Hey, shout out to our guy Billy Briz. This dude and that guy are probably about the same age. Our guy Billy, yeah, man. Hey, but this rookie though, hey, he's nice though. He's nice like Billy, man. He's confident, got game, can put the ball on the floor. Averaging 20 points a game, shooting over 45% from 3. And like I said, if you watch the game, the Pacers know this kid, the teammates know, Coach Rick Carlisle, they know this kid is confident, man. He's got the look. I know they got Brogdon, I know they got Sabonis, but this kid's playing 35 plus minutes a game. He's getting, I mentioned he's averaging 20 points, went over this number in 2 out of 3, had 15, in the second game of the year. But yeah, over 15.5 points. Plus money, even money right there, right into what we're looking for. I see him going right around his average, right around 20 tonight. We mentioned Jrue Holiday's off the court. Not very confident with what Milwaukee has from the defensive perspective without Jrue Holiday, especially in that backcourt. I think Milwaukee's taking a little bit of a step back, also losing PJ Tucker as well. So I think Portis might be in tonight, but I look for some points to be scored. And I know our guy, little rookie confident from Morgan Dort, is going to get us 16 plus, over 15.5 points, even money. And I'm also going to look at Giannis, over 12.5 rebounds. He went over this number in game 1. Only played like 20 minutes, had 20 and 10 in game 2. Game 3 of the season, just kind of coasted, 21 and 8 against the Spurs. No real, it didn't seem like anyone was really going too much full hard. But the last 2 games, he's averaging 15 rebounds a game against Indiana. We know Giannis is going to work. I mean, Sabonis can rebound. Miles kind of pretty soft. I expect this to be a close game, a lot of up and downs, and I expect Giannis to have 15-plus rebounds easy. So we're going over 12.5 rebounds at plus 105. Those are the 2 plays I have on this game and a strong lean to the over.
Yeah, and you know what? Chris Duarte, I remember betting Oregon last year. Dana Altman, that was a good Oregon team, and he played great, especially in the NCAA tournament. So I'm very familiar with him, and he played great down the stretch against Miami in that win Saturday in overtime for that Pacers team. So keep an eye on him. And value in his props. Yeah. I'm with you, Dutch. Value in his props, I think, because I think he's going to get more minutes. Rick Carlisle's not scared to put a guy on the floor that's playing well, and I think you're going to see that with Duarte here. What do you like here, Trot Wham?
I love doing these shows with Dutch, man. It's only sometimes that we fall on the same play without even knowing. I'm on Chris Duarte as well. I got it written down just like him, 20 points per game, 45% from 3. And also, he's 4th in usage rate on the team. Yeah. He's making the number 1 amount of threes for them. 33% of his shots are threes. You know what I'm saying? Shooting 7 threes a game.
Yeah,
I like
keep
his
it coming, baby.
Props. Yeah, I like his 3-point props, and I also took the 15.5, bro. That's the play I like here. That's the only play I put on here, and I do like the Pacers here, to be honest with you. I think that this could be a spot for them. I do like the way Miles Turner has been playing well. He did have an explosion game. Did come back to earth on the next game after that, but he could be coming back to, something in the range of 20 points right now in this game, I believe, especially with a little bit lack of depth front court from the Bucks. They got Giannis out there. He is jumping around and all the energy and all that good stuff, but against some skillful big men, and you're going to see it Sabonis. I think they may have the advantage on the bench there. So I do think that the Pacers probably is the player, but only thing I like is for sure is that Duarte, bro. I made that official. For sure. It's already out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Duarte, I think, is a good prop, especially early in the season. Bet him now every game until the numbers catch up, and this is the time you want to be taking advantage for sure. Boston and Charlotte, we've got pretty much a pick 'em here with the Celtics and the Hornets, 223.5 the total in this game. How about Charlotte? 3-0 start for them. They probably deserved to lose the opener against Indiana, but they came all the way back from a 20-point deficit to win that game. Great second half against Cleveland. They were down at halftime again. They've been a second-half team. Keep an eye on that now with Charlotte. They've had some good second-half performances. They came back to beat Cleveland by 11. And then, of course, pretty much taking care of business against Brooklyn yesterday in that 111-95 victory over the Nets. And once again, second-half team. I mean, this team has just been absolutely outstanding after halftime. So this could be one of those games where don't bet it pregame. Maybe look to see what Charlotte does early. If they fall behind again, like they've done in each of the first 3 games, then you bet Charlotte live. I think that's probably a good way to go because they've had bad first halves, good second halves, and it's the good second halves that have propelled them to victory in each of the first 3 games this season. So something to keep an eye on in terms of an early season trend, that they've been a good halftime bet, this Charlotte team. I don't know. I cashed a ticket with Boston yesterday. It felt like an obvious spot after just getting embarrassed by Toronto on Friday night, and they came back against a very weak, poor Houston team, and they took care of business. They won by 10, pretty much led comfortably most of the second half, won by 10. So I laid the points with Boston. That ended up working out well yesterday. I don't know if I want to come back to the well with Boston, though, because Charlotte's impressed me right now, and they are at home. The travel, it's not a big deal. Both teams played yesterday, so there's no situational advantage. But Charlotte right now is playing with some confidence. And, at home at a pick'em, I don't know if I like Boston enough to trust them in this spot. I mean, it's not like they beat, one of the top teams in the NBA yesterday. They beat Houston, whereas Charlotte looked extremely impressive, beating down Brooklyn in their building in BK. So I'm leaning to, I might actually bet Charlotte here, but I might just bet Charlotte small pregame and then look to add on with Charlotte halftime if they have that slow first half start that they've had in each of the 3 games so far. That's been the pattern with the Hornets. What do you think here, Skee?
Yeah, I thought about that Celtics game yesterday, and I didn't end up betting it. I wish I did. Today, the Hornets, they've been playing well. Everybody's like feeling good after the game where Ish Smith got to finish it out, and LaMelo was like, let him go because he was killing it, and everybody's just feeling good. It's good energy over there, and they're playing good. They're 3-0, I think. So it's hard to go against that. And last year they were good on second and back-to-backs, even though the spreads were like more plus money. They still been playing good, so it's hard to go against that. Even though I do lean Boston, so I stayed away from this game.
All right, pass for Skee in this one. Dutch, how about you? Celtics, Hornets.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Turnsy. Billy said 14.5 for Dorte, minus 130. No, sir. No, sir. We don't lay that juice, bro. You take that 15.5 at plus money. I know it's at, I seen it minus 130. That don't fall into the category though, Billy. We want plus money. He's getting 16 plus tonight. Yeah, shout out to our guy Tease too. I see you, bro. Now, let's see here. Now, when we go to this game, realistically, bro, I can't bet either side here. I'm in love with Charlotte right now. I mean, I took them plus 9.5 yesterday, and they went outright. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. So I couldn't bet against them right now. And to me, Boston, I'm salty still over these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened Friday night. I'm 4-1 on the fetch, 3-1 on the show here in the NBA so far. My only loss is Boston, and that shit wasn't close. I mean, they got pumped. My apologies to you, Ian, for calling the Toronto fucking bums like that, because they treated Boston like the fucking bums. I'd seen it was a good spot yesterday for against Houston. I stayed off. I could only look the Hornets here. To me, Boston is a team that I'm looking to fade, to be honest with you. I love me some Jaylen Brown, but you guys are all high on the Celtics this year, and I'm finally off the fucking train, to be honest with you.
Also, Horford and Jaylen Brown still game time decision.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. See, they still that COVID shit. Same thing as last year, man. Who knows what the fuck's going on with them? So yeah, I would look Hornets. Bridges has also been. You seen Bridges yesterday. I told you he's feeling himself this year. Look for him to attack, and they're going to want to show out. Tatum should have a good game though back in Charlotte. I was also trying to look at that, but I don't want to bet it.
Yeah, it's tricky because you're right. They missed Jaylen Brown. They won yesterday without Jaylen Brown, but that was the Rockets. You could still find ways to win without Jaylen Brown in a spot like that.
Jalen Green looked like Larry Bird.
Yeah,
very much. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
8 threes? Yeah, good.
No doubt. That was a big part in it for Boston. So we'll keep an eye on the injury status here. But like I said, I'll probably have a small bet on Charlotte pregame, and we'll see how it starts. If Boston gets out fast and Charlotte starts slow again, we might bet Charlotte at halftime. That would be a good way to go, maybe. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, I would agree with you guys as far as Charlotte probably is the only play here. I just, like you said, Dutch, the only 2 really painful losses that I have this season is Boston, bro. I bet them again afterwards, and they just let me down time and time again. And they just went on a 3-point battle with Houston last game after I rewatched that game. It just looked like they just allowed like some weird ass transition threes. And without Horford, that was really going to take a blow down low for him. So I really don't think that Boston is the spot here. I'm just going to pass. I think it is a good chemistry building, what Skee brought up with LaMelo sitting on the bench, letting Ish cook. So I like that team as well. As far as Dennis Garcia as well, yeah, I did say that Charlotte would have been a playoff team. I still think that, and they're kind of showing it right now. And Miles Bridges, he got Player of the Week, bro, for the East.
Yeah. He said Boston's a headache too, and God damn it, they kill my high every fucking time I fuck with them, bro. You absolutely said it right, a headache.
And we talk about gambling, and I know I have him on my fantasy team, so I got an alert. But it said Devontae Adams is dealing with COVID, I think.
Man, will this shit ever go away?
Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, of course, Matt Nagy on the Bears, head coach there in football.
He deserves that shit. No, I'm kidding. I mean, sort of. motherfucker.
Yeah, kidding. So yeah, we don't wish him ill will, but he's pretty shitty head coach right now. So it's a balancing act right now, how to feel about that. Next up, we've got Orlando and Miami. We've got Miami 13-point home favorites, 211 the total. It's funny. I look back at recent series history. Orlando's really been a thorn in Miami's side. They've covered 4 straight, both meetings last year. Both games decided by 8 points or less. Miami won both, but Orlando was competitive. That being said, this feels like a smash spot for Miami, losing in overtime to Indiana on Saturday night. And I know the Magic are coming off the win against the Knicks yesterday, but the Knicks beat them down in the first meeting. And I don't know, the Knicks let their foot off the gas pedal, fell asleep a little bit. I don't want to take it away from Orlando, but still, you got to wonder after losing by 25 to New York at home, how incentivized New York was in that game yesterday. But, give Orlando credit. They got Cole Anthony really going off is what made the difference. 29 points, 9 of 16, 5 of 9 from 3-point range. If they don't, get that kind of production from Cole Anthony, last night against the Knicks, it might have been a different result. Miami's certainly the rested team, although, again, the back-to-backs early in the season shouldn't be as detrimental. I guess if anything here, and I probably will bet it, but I am leery of the series history that the Magic have been competitive and they've played the Heat tough, but I'm still leaning here to maybe a first half smash spot -8 with Miami, that maybe early rather than laying the double digits here. And the fact that you're talking about a Magic team that's on the back-to-back in this game, and the fact that, from a personnel standpoint, you look at all they're dealing with, and they're still very much a shorthanded group when you talk about the guys missing. MCW, Gary Harris, of course, Fultz and Jonathan Isaac are out indefinitely. That Chuma Okeke, who played well at times last year, is also out for the Magic. So short-handed team on a back-to-back, a team that also doesn't have much quality depth either. That's probably not a good thing either. So Miami probably rolls in this, I hope, because even though Orlando, we're talking about they played Miami tough, I just don't think this is the spot. This could even be, you could argue, a worse Orlando team than last year, and we know how good this Miami team on paper looks. Off a loss, don't think they overlooked the Magic, in my opinion. So for me, Miami -8 first half would be my strongest opinion on this one. Skee, what do you like here? Magic, Heat?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Magic have lost 2 games already by 20 plus. And they're just in a tough spot. It's their 3rd game in 4 nights. They just played on the road last night. They're on the road again tonight. And the Heat are rested, and the Heat are coming off of a loss. So Heat at home too. I think the Heat first half. I think you could do the Heat first quarter. I'm not a big first quarter bettor, but I think they even covered the full game. So I didn't bet it yet. Only reason I didn't is because I'm waiting to see if Kyle Lowry is going to play. If he does, I still want to bet it. They'll probably move it like a half point or a point. And if he doesn't play, I'll probably still take the discount. So I'm just waiting. So I like the Heat.
I agree with you. I mean, it's the Kyle Lowry news is not, I'm going to bet that Miami or not bet Miami based on that. No, it's just you wait, you get a better number if Lowry doesn't play. That's why you wait to bet it. Absolutely, 100% right. And it wouldn't shake me off Miami either if Lowry doesn't play. Dutch, what do you think here, Orlando, Miami?
Yeah, real quick, like our guy T said, 28 motherfucking likes, unacceptable. God damn it. That shit is unacceptable. Yeah, man, come on now. Hit the motherfucking like button, bring you good content, good picks. All you gotta do real quick, hit that motherfucking shit. We muchly appreciate it. But yeah, man. What's that say? Can't get right. Orlando 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games when playing on the road against. Yeah, like Ian did touched on, they do play game well against Miami. Short trip, man. Shit. It's like an hour and a half drive, 20-minute flight. But yeah, man, when it comes to a betting perspective, honestly, like this game, I actually agree with everything you did say, first half, full game. But why I wouldn't really want to touch this game. From a prop perspective, I think Billy asked about Hero. I mean, that boy's been on fire. He could do the Thea's face if he wants to right now, the way he's been scoring. Shots out to our guy Ian. Seen that from the get-go. But yeah, I definitely think props, I would stay away, bro, because this shit could be an easy blowout. But Hero probably, he might hit a couple threes, get hot real quick and get that real quick. But I would stay away from anything in this game from a prop perspective because it could be a blowout, But I would look Miami off a loss against this type of team first half and leave it alone. But there's plenty of other games to fuck with.
Yeah, that's the thing with player props, especially overs, Dutch. You hit the nail on the head that it's not just capping the props and doing all the player analysis. It's capping whether the game is going to be blowout or competitive. Yeah. Because, if it's a blowout, that's where props go to die. I know Skee uses that term a lot. It's so true. That's where props go to die, the blowout games. And this could be one. But you're right. Hero, we've mentioned it. I've been betting the Hero props for sure every game so far this year, thinking he would be much improved. He's lived up to that so far for the Miami Heat. And I think, good chance we see that possibly continue here tonight and moving forward. Wham, anything for you here with Orlando and Miami?
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate you guys' sentiment there. I think Miami is a smash buy spot here. I did have a little concern with the history between the two. Like you said, it's a close trip there, but for the most part, this trip is going to be real close and real easy for Miami here. They got the better team, better coach here on the sidelines. And as far as Okeke, I think he's going to be a lot better for them on the defensive side. So once he's come back, then we can make a little bit more of adjustment on this Magic team. But until then, I think you just got to continue to fade them, especially when you have a quality team like Miami. Even though it's a premium price, I would lay the 13 for sure.
All right, leaning toward laying the points with Miami Wham as well. Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors next up. Chicago minus 1.5 point road favorites, 212 the total in this one. Here's another one. It's kind of like Milwaukee, Indiana. Doesn't this feel cheap on Chicago? Doesn't it? It sure does, and yet the money's coming in on Toronto here, just like with Milwaukee. It feels cheap, but the money's coming in on Indiana as well in that game. The two slight home underdogs. That makes me a little bit concerned. I mean, I still could only look Chicago, to be honest with you. I mean, I just think they're better than the Raptors are weird. They had the terrible home opener against Washington. They just embarrassed Boston. Stunning to see how well they played in that game. And then, of course, they follow that up back-to-back. Was a tough spot back home against Dallas on Saturday night. They lose by double digits. So with the real Raptors team, please stand up is kind of what I'm asking at this point in time. But what I do know is off a loss. We've seen Nick Nurse get this team back on the tracks again with a better performance, and you might see that tonight. This does feel like it's just begging you to take Chicago here. I don't like the feel of that, but I definitely have Chicago the better of these two teams right now. It's the only way I would go, but something's off-putting about where this line is and the fact it's going down. And we have seen the Raptors respond off a bad game once already. They lost to Washington. They pummeled Boston, and they're off another tough game against Dallas. Maybe they respond again here. So lean Chicago, but I'm staying away. What do you think here, Skee?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. I like what Dutch said on Twitter to Razor. It's one of those Razor type of games, those gambler first glance type of games. And shout out to Razor. I think he's won like 10.
He's all looking at that line movement, reverse line movement, and all that. That's what he factors in above all. Yep.
I capped this game thinking like, oh, Razor's on the motherfucker. I swear to God. And then I seen that shit and I was like, I already know, bro.
That's what I think. Something is off with this game. You got Vucevic. I don't know if he's out or still game time decision, but that's tricky. Still missing Kobe White off the bench, and the bench just struggles to score. I like what they can do on defense with my old Lakers, Caruso, Alonzo, but I don't know. I just think they struggle to score, and maybe, like you said, Ian, Nick Nurse has Toronto ready off of a loss, so I'll leave this side alone. I'll go with the total. Toronto stayed under 212 in every game so far this year. I think Chicago stayed under that number 2 of their 3 games. And if you're going to miss Vucevic, and like I said, still no Kobe White, I don't know. I just think it's a defensive game. 2 top 10 3-point defenses as of it stands so far, like 3 games. And pace is not that fast. So I like under 212.
All right, liking the under in this game. And yeah, I could see this one being a little bit lower scoring. This game might have my favorite player prop of the night, and I'm going to mention it right now. I just wanted to wait until I just verified the numbers. This could even be my best bet at the end of the show. I'm not even going to save it, or I'm going to spoiler alert right here on it. This rebound number on Scotty Barnes is stupid. Low this is. 6.5 is his rebounds here. This guy is just like an Energizer bunny out there on the floor. He's always crashing the glass, crashing the paint, looking for those boards, looking for those loose balls. In 3 games, he has 9 rebounds, 13 rebounds, and 8 rebounds. And his rebounds prop is 6.5 tonight. What am I missing here? And Vucevic may not play as well for the Bulls, which might clear out even more room and space to operate down low in the paint for a guy like Scotty Barnes, the rookie for the Raptors. I can't believe you can only get 6.5 there with his rebounds prop over. So I'm on that. Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds tonight for the Toronto Raptors. He's just going to grab 7.
The Seminole. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Dutch, actually, you're next. What do you think here, Bulls, Raptors?
Yeah, man. When it comes to this game, like Skee already touched on it. I can't lie. I didn't know Vujicic was questionable though. I thought he was good to go. If he's out, then I was probably going to stay off this game though. To be honest with you, because almost 70% of the public's on fucking. Like Razor said, man. Realistically, they're on the Bulls, and then the line went down. It's going the other way, so it's like fuck. Something's fishy about this game, but I wouldn't bet Toronto. I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm not betting Toronto. I have to look Chicago here or nothing. But I love the under 212. I'm glad Skee is on it as well, Mr. Over Unders. But yeah, man, I like the 212. I don't really see how they get there with these defenses. You got two teams that are in the lower scoring, 20th to 27th in the league. You got the 4th and 7th top defense in the league. Second and 4th top defenses in the league when it comes to points allowed. So they don't, like Skee mentioned, the pace isn't too fast. I look for this to be a gritty game. I want to bet DeMar DeRozan over 21 in that. It's either 20 and a half, 21. The number's floating out. Haven't found the right number with the right juice, to be honest with you. He's been averaging 21 a game. He's been looking pretty in sync in the offense, been playing big minutes because they're pretty heavy-handed with the Bulls. One thing I do worry about when I look at their bench. So if Vujicic is out, they're automatic. I would say the Raptors probably would be the play. But like I mentioned, he's going back to Toronto. I mean, I just think he's going for 25 plus tonight. I really do. I don't like taking over props when I'm on an under, so I haven't pulled the trigger on that. But 212, I don't see how they do that. And I know these are different teams, but Chicago is 11-2 in the last 13 meetings ATS. So they've had their way. They beat them all 3 last games last year too, I believe. I know Toronto wasn't in Toronto and all this shit, and they have a different team, so it's hard to bring up those stats. But the Bulls to me are a better team. The Raptors are to me a lesser team, and we're getting a pretty good number here. But I'm a little scary, can't lie.
And people have said Scotty Barnes, the fear that people had with the Raptors drafting him, great defense, great length, great athleticism, defender, rebounding, very good in all those areas, but not a great shooter. Look what he's doing the last few games shooting the ball. It's 50% last game. He's improving and he's working on it. Unlike Ben Simmons, he's working on his shot, and look what it can do for you when you do that. Amazing. Imagine that. Wham, what do you think here, Bulls and Raptors?
Yeah, and I'll be the same like Dutch, man. I want to apologize about my Raptors slander, bro, because they definitely been playing tough, man. It seems like Nick Nurse is having these guys real prepared, knowing their roles, guys doing the right thing. OG's been playing well as well. I've been talking shit about him earlier. He's playing really good as well. Scotty Barnes, I love that prop too. And just like you guys said, as far as this being a heavily public road favorite, kind of give me a little treble to go ahead and back the Bulls. But of course, I think the Bulls have the better team, but it's going to be up if Vucevic plays. If Vucevic plays, they probably will win this game. If he doesn't play, I definitely could see Toronto pulling it off. I think it's just that type of a toss-up type game, so I don't want to double up on it or mess around with this game at all. As far as the Chicago, I think they are top-heavy, so their bench is pretty much bad in the league. I'm just pretty much thinking that's going to be something that we see as a theme for this team for the season. So I think Toronto is probably live, but I'm going to stay away from this game. Just probably a backwood, and I'm going to pass it on to Ian, bro.
All right, we got the Detroit Pistons and the Atlanta Hawks next. There you go, in the backwoods. There we go. That's our new sign for those dirty games out there on the card. Yeah, Detroit and Atlanta. We've got Atlanta.
It is, man. Yeah, my bad.
We got Atlanta 11.5-point home favorites, 212.5 the total in this one. We got the Atlanta Hawks off a loss at home, or on the road rather, to Cleveland, 101-95, and they're back. That's the one thing that's kind of keeping me off Detroit here, because Detroit's been a thorn in Atlanta's side. Even last year, it took Atlanta to overtime, and they lost by 8, and then they won in Detroit, 180. Like, Detroit's covered 4 of the last 5 meetings against Atlanta, and I think in theory, I don't think Detroit's going to be great, but I think in theory, in double-digit underdog roles, they're going to be a team that can cash some tickets in this role. I wish Atlanta hadn't lost that game to Cleveland, because they may come out really strong as a result, and they're definitely still the better team, and you can't screw around with them at home. I mean, they've been amazing at home. Their home record, especially in the regular season, both straight up in ATS since Nate McMillan took over midway through last year, looks really, really strong. So I lean Detroit, but I just don't like that Atlanta's off the loss to Cleveland. That's probably going to keep me off it. But I am going to be looking for the Pistons in some spots getting this number of points this year because I think they're a little bit better than some people think. And look, you can't give them too much grief for losing 2 in a row to Chicago. Chicago's a really good team. So I was leaning Detroit, but I think the situation with Atlanta home off a disappointing road loss to Cleveland is going to keep me off the Pistons. What do you think here, Skee?
It seems like one of those dirty games that we don't want to get involved with. But I think a little bit more on it. The Pistons don't reach 100 points, or they haven't so far. And they still don't have their rookie of the year. I think the team total is doable. I look at Atlanta, like you said, Nate McMillan has them good at home. He has them good all year, but especially at home. And I think the defense is going to be good. So they've only allowed over 100 one time out of their 3 games, and it was 101. So against this team, I think that's pretty doable. Pistons team total under 100, I think it is.
All right, there you go. Pistons team total under for Skee Profit. Yeah, it's 100.5 with that team total for the Pistons. So under 100.5 Pistons team total under. Dutch, what do you like here?
This one's a clear. Shout out to our guy Joey Work. Yeah, shout out to our guy
Bring it out.
Work.
Yeah,
Man. This is exactly what it is, buddy. Yeah, he says Ian don't like backwoods. Man, I don't fuck with backwoods, and it's not good for your health to fuck with a backwoods, boy. This shit just ain't good for your health. So this game to bet on ain't really good for your health. Best of luck to Skee though.
All right, good stuff. Wham, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I think this is the backwoods for sure. You can put that right back up for me as well, bro. I'm gonna pass on this, but I would agree with Ian though. I would think this is a Pistons spot here. They out rebounded the Bulls by 11 last game. I think they're going to continue to hustle on the boards, hustle and do all the nitty gritty. And I love Sadiq Bey's play, so I would definitely think to back the Bulls here. The Pistons.
All right, we got Washington, Brooklyn now. Brooklyn 6.5-point home favorites, 228 the total, and money's coming in on Washington. 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread to start the year. Wins over the Raptors and an overtime win against the Pacers on Friday night, come all the way back. Trailing most of the way, they end up beating Indiana in overtime in that game. And whereas you look at Brooklyn, they've gotten off to a bit of a slow start. They had a nice win against Philly on Friday night, 114-109, but that was sandwiched in between a blowout loss to Milwaukee and a blowout loss at home to Charlotte. So what are you going to get here from the Brooklyn Nets tonight? I can't hate the money coming in on Washington. We kind of thought, this team would be improved. It's not like Brooklyn is having a tough time winning by margin. Even the one win against Philly was a 5-point win. You got to ask Brooklyn to win by 7 or more here. And teams like Brooklyn, they're not going balls to the wall first 2 weeks of the season. It's a long grind ahead. Of course, they're without Kyrie Irving for a long period of time. We don't know when he's coming back. This almost has that look for Steve Nash and the Nets of a pace yourself. Let's just, day by day, get through the season. We're not always going to bring our A game every single night. And usually in theory, those aren't teams I'm ready to lay 6.5 with. And we do think better things for Washington this year. No question with what they've been able to do with the roster, with bringing in some grit, some improved defense from the likes of Caldwell Pope and Kuzma. It would go a long way to see if Bradley Beal plays tonight, of course, for the Nets. For the Wizards. We'll have to wait and see. He's officially listed still as questionable. He didn't play the game Friday against Indiana with the hip injury, and they still won without him. But you'd like his offense here against what's still a very capable and potent team like Brooklyn on the offensive end. So rested Washington team. We'll see if Beal plays. I lean Washington if he doesn't play. I think if he does play, I'd jump on it and take them because this is a game where I think where they need Beal's offense to really have that true shot here to really challenge to win and even beat the Nets tonight. What do you think here, Skee? Washington, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I didn't get involved here, but the only way I could play it is Washington. It opened at 8.5, and I mean, what are you really betting here for Brooklyn? Like, you got to show it to me first that you can win by margin versus anybody right now. They just don't look that good. So it'll be Washington for me, even still at this 6.5 number.
All right, Dutch, what do you like here? Washington, Brooklyn.
Yeah, shout out to our guy, yeah, Bread. When it comes to this game, like it's crazy because that's why I love the Hornets yesterday. Teams like they treat Brooklyn like they're the champs. KD, they walk around like they're the champs. So they're favored, all this shit. So people bring their A game, especially teams like when I mean people, I mean teams like Hornets, young, hungry teams like teams like the Wizards. You're gonna get the Wizards' best effort tonight. I would only look. Washington, if I had to place a bet on this side, but you know where I'm going. I like the look with Spencer Dinwiddie, however the fuck you say dude's name.
I like it. You reversed the syllables. It sounded hilarious. Spencer Dinwater. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit was crazy, bro. You smoke what I smoke. It's hard to say half this shit I say, man. But I get it out somehow, some way. But yeah, man. When it comes back to this, I look at him going back to Brooklyn. They kind of shitted on dude, really. He got a little banged up, and they said, we don't want you. We'll get rid of you. He don't come back. He gonna put it on Brooklyn tonight. I'm trying to look for the right number because with this game, the props came out late. So be sure to, I'll post everything on Twitter later on. Shout out to the Mr. Taint, Matty Ice, my guy. Appreciate you joining us. Yes, sir.
18.5 for Dinwiddie.
What is it?
18.5.
18.5. Yeah, I was looking. So it was like minus, what's the juice you got?
Minus 120.
Okay, yeah. See, so I got to find a better number on that. I'm not going to lay 120 on Spencer Dinwiddie, but he will go for 20 plus tonight. So I'll see if I can, find a better number, and I'll tweet that out. He's been solid. He's been getting average, I believe, 23 a game so far. He's going to come back to Brooklyn, and he gonna bust that ass. We know one thing about Brooklyn is they soft as fuck. They really are. We look from James fucking overweight Harden. Give me a fucking another platter, please. To Joe Harris. He can stroke it, but the motherfucker can't move his feet. And then now we got KD. I mean, KD's been playing out of his mind. So if you want to bet anything on Brooklyn, it's KD. It's 29.5 juice, 30.5 minus 105. Nothing official yet, but I probably will be on KD. I expect this to be a competitive game because, like I mentioned, the Wizards are going to bring their best game. Brooklyn off a loss. They should play competitively in this game, but you don't know what you're going to get from them. They're just so soft from a defensive perspective. So, but I do see KD, man. I think he just shows up and, wakes up out of bed and gets 30, especially against this team. So I would look Dinwiddie and KD props in this game. Shout out to our guy, Fat Wally, my guy.
Yeah, I like the idea of Dinwiddie against the former team, especially when that guy they didn't want him back. And that we see that a lot. I've seen that a lot in hockey and football and all the other sports, where we've seen first game back for the player against his former team, and he balls out. He plays well. He wants to prove a point, especially when they didn't want him back. And I think you could see that for Jared Goff yesterday for the Lions until the last interception. He actually played a pretty good game he was fired up. He wanted to play well in that game against the Rams yesterday. Until the last interception, which was brutal. That's what Jared Goff does in the red zone in the close game. But until then, he had played pretty well. And I think you're going to see that from Dinwiddie. So I like that angle there with him in the prop tonight.
Yes, sir.
What do you think here, Wham? Washington, Brooklyn.
Yeah, this is the other official play that I have here. I'm taking Washington plus 6.5. I think Washington is definitely going to come here to play. And I do see that Bradley Beal is expected to play. So he's expected to be in the lineup here. I think that's the reason why you see the line move from 8 to 6.5 as well. I like this play a lot. I think, like you said, Dutch, Joe Harris is a liability out there on defense. They just having Miles Bridges switch on him. That's what made Miles Bridges player of the week.
30 plus, baby.
Switching on him the whole damn game. Almost approached the child several different attempts. Luckily, the Ducks was hitting the back of the rim there. But I would just say I think that they're bad on the offensive glasses as well. They could allow a lot of offensive glasses as well. So I think these guys will take care of the down low. And it's going to be a good game, man. I think this is going to be a competitive game as well. 6.5 is a lot of points. Shouldn't be laying, I believe, for the Brooklyn Nets. We have to see them play a lot better before we do that.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's dog or pass. I don't want to lay points with Brooklyn right now. I think we all agree there. New Orleans and Minnesota. We've got Minnesota 5.5 point home favorites here at 225.5 being the total here in this game. This is another one of those games where it's the same two teams playing each other for a second straight game. They played in the same building. They played in Minnesota Saturday night. The Timberwolves get the win 96-89. They don't cover the closing line, though. Because it was 7.5 with Minnesota as favorites when the line closed, and they only won by 7. So they did what they had to do. They got the win after pummeling Houston in the last game. And normally, in these games where it's back-to-back, do you try to make a case for the avenging team? I'm not going to do that in this game. I haven't seen enough out of New Orleans. I'm very high on Minnesota, this season. I like what I'm seeing overall from the Timberwolves early in the season. A much improved team. Chris Finch, they've responded well to him as the coach because really since he took over midway through last year, this has been a much improved Timberwolves team. Their defense has improved. Let's look at the fact they held the Pelicans the other night to 22.5% from three-point range, and pretty outstanding. And the way I look at it, their defense was there. They had 20 turnovers, Minnesota, in that 7-point win. And they didn't shoot the ball well, 40%. So 40% shooting, 20 turnovers. They still won the game by 7 and nearly covered. You got to believe there's a better game in Minnesota than what we saw Saturday night. I'm laying it with Minnesota here. Like I said, I'm high on this team. I don't buy into the revenge. Revenge is for good teams. I don't think New Orleans is very good. I think Minnesota plays a better game, and if they do, they can extend the margin to double figures. I'm laying it here with the T-Wolves tonight. What do you think here, Skee, New Orleans, Minnesota?
I think it's early in the season, but it's still 3 games in 4 nights for New Orleans. They did have a day off yesterday, though, but I just still don't think that's a good spot. And Minnesota's been playing well. So I think 5.5 is a solid number. I would take Minnesota minus the points. And I'm not going to steal Wham's quote because he brought it to me, but I'm looking towards the over.
I would agree with that. I mean, it was a lower scoring game on Saturday. Minnesota didn't shoot well, 40%. The Pelicans didn't shoot well. I'd expect better offense. I would go with the over too. I agree with that for the total. I like the side more. By the way, I like that it's a discount. They were laying 7.5 on Saturday, and now they're 5.5. And I think that was a misleading final score. Because to be honest with you, if Minnesota shoots even a little bit better and cuts down their turnovers by half, they probably win that game by 10 or 15 points, Minnesota. Instead, they only win by 7. They turned it over too much. They didn't shoot well. And then we know with D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, they're capable of much more offensively. And now you get a discount based on that result Saturday night, which I think is a little misleading. So I love it. The minus 5.5 here with Minnesota. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, shout out to my guy. I forgot his name, but he on that Kush Mints. Yeah, man, I like the Kush Mints, bro. But yeah, and then what the dude? I forget the dude. Yeah, Raymond Reihart, my guy. Yeah, man, Kush Mints. Also, Abel on the teaser. I like the looks, bro. But we, you know what I'm saying. I don't. You know what I'm saying. I can't approve teasing the NBA. I'm gonna say it as nice as that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't tease the motherfucking NBA, bro. But yeah, from a side perspective on this game, shit, I was all over the Wolves, and I know my guy Wham Bam was on that first half, and I thought the game was a little more of a sweat than I needed. I thought that shit was gonna be clear day, but we did get this. We got it in at 6, early, and I believe it closed at 7.5, and they won by 7. So I mean, they did hit that first half as well. So I don't really see why I need to go back to the window with this. I would look at Anthony Towns. I think I got Yao Brett said Towns is soft against a real big. I mean, Towns is a stud when he wants to be. It's simple, I think Towns has got all the talent in the world. I'm actually a Cat fan as long as he keeps his head in the game. To be honest with you, he's one of the reasons why I feel like Minnesota could be a team I can bet on. Over 25.5. He's averaging 27 on the season. He did get this in this previous game right at 25, 10 to 20 from the field. So I don't know if I really want to go to the window, but if I had to bet this game, it would be Minnesota again, and it would be Anthony Towns over 25.5 points. It's even money. You can get 24.5 and drop the juice. And you're going to win teasers. You're going to win teasers overall, but in the NBA, 2 buckets, a 3. I mean, the points in the teasers in the NFL, I mean, the points just don't really matter. It's a bucket, it's a foul. 3, 5, 4 points in today's NBA especially just doesn't make sense, my guy. But I'm glad you hit your teaser ticket.
Yeah, definitely. Karl Anthony Towns, Dutch thinking he can get the job done, chip in and have a good night against this Pelicans team. Wham, what do you like here?
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, you could have said the quote, bro. It's all good. It's all great, bro. It's all great. But yeah, I'm leaning the same way as you, Ian. I think the Timberwolves are the spot here. The only thing that kind of threw me off was the line. How it's lower than it originally opened up the last time. Just kind of shows me that maybe either the books is trying to scare us off of it, which they're kind of being successful here. Got me thinking, second guessing it, and or maybe it's something to the shooting slump as well for the New Orleans Pelicans. I think my guy Skee said it earlier in his show earlier that do you think that these guys are going to shoot as bad as they did as well? Alexander Walker, those other guys. But I kind of would key in on what my guy Ian said here. They shot bad as well for the Timberwolves, man. Like D'Lo shot bad, is really bad. Like 5 for 14, 2 for 7, 1 assist. Wasn't really even getting nobody involved. Just out there running laps and shit, bro. Like you got to be out there and be a little bit better. I think he's going to play better. And also, Coach Finch kind of did allude to them actually need to up the pace a little bit. One of his quotes after the game was, "When we run with pace at our action at a high level, you pretty much are hard to guard." You know what I mean? We're pretty much hard to guard. So I think that they're going to try to get these guys in spots. Maybe a first half over here. I think the first half over 110 and a half. The full game is 225. And also, I think I got that from my guy Skee as well. Like, when you split the game there, it looks like they're giving you a little bit more points in the second half. Maybe you'll be able to take advantage of that, take on the first half over here. So that's kind of why we'll lean first half for the Timberwolves again, because they already covered the first two games. And then also the first half over.
All right, there you go. First half over, first half Minnesota, which again, a little bit more of a discount there, only minus, looks like 3 with Minnesota in the first half here tonight against New Orleans. All right, Cleveland and Denver. Denver Nuggets, 9.5-point home favorites in this one, 220.5 being the total. So far for Cleveland, they lose their first couple games against Memphis and Charlotte. But then they bounce back as home underdogs against Atlanta, and they win 101-95 in their last game. It's obviously a very young group. They've drafted, of course, Evan Mobley, number 3 overall, and he finally had a big game for the first really big game from him in the Cleveland uniforms. Double-double, 17 points, 11 boards in the victory against Atlanta the other night. And of course, we know I still think they've got it solid enough. They don't always shoot consistently or play consistently or stay healthy for that matter. Their backcourt, Garland and Sexton. But when they're going, look out. I mean, Sexton had a big offensive game against Charlotte. And then again, of course, dropped off a little bit after that. So you don't know what you're going to get. Garland, by the way, looks like he's questionable with an ankle injury tonight for the Cavaliers. So keep an eye on that. We'll see if he's able to play tonight. Denver. They beat up on the Phoenix Suns in their opener. They had playoff revenge, of course, going into that game. And then the next game out against San Antonio, 7-point home favorites. They win, but they do not cover, 102-96 in that game. We'll see how it goes here for the Denver Nuggets. They dominated Cleveland last year. And I remember, I think I took Cleveland in one of those games I think it was the game in Denver, and it was just non-competitive. Denver won 133-95, and even the game in Cleveland, Denver won 120-103. So it was all Denver. I would lean down. I'm not betting the game, but I would probably lean to the home favorite here, Denver, in this one. Skee, what do you think here? Cavs and Nuggets.
If Denver's up by margin here, they're likely to try to rest some guys as much as they can because they're going to be in a tough spot tomorrow playing Utah. And I think that's how they're going to approach it. So if you like Denver, I would take them early. I know Wham usually likes first quarter. I would take them like first quarter or first half. And I would stay away from the full game. I just think the Cavs have been playing good as well. They got Jared Allen, who can bang down there with Joker a little bit. I think the Cavs can stay within 10 or 9.5 points, whatever it's at now.
Yeah, it is a situational edge for Cleveland in terms of, Denver's got the big game tomorrow night with the Utah Jazz. There's a lot of playoff history with those two teams. They've played each other a ton in the postseason the last couple of years. So definitely something to concern yourself with, if you're going to lay the 9.5 tonight with Denver. Dutch, what do you think here, Cleveland, Denver?
Yeah, shout out to our guy, Warren Anderson, always with the kind words. Appreciate the love, my guy. Shout out to Ariel. Hi. And then this game is a clear, yeah, man. That's it. Short and sweet. What'd you say, Ian?
I think you're muted.
Not interested, says Dutch Boy Fresh. Backwoods City here in the Mile High City. Not Mile High City, Backwoods City tonight in Denver, between Cleveland and Denver. Wham, you like anything in this game?
Yeah, like Skee brought up, I normally would go to the Denver, back to the well with Denver first quarter. It's actually giving you a lot of points here at 3.5, so maybe that's probably a good indication. Maybe this should be a pass on backwood here. And I also looked into a little bit stats here. Cavs have actually been playing pretty good in the first quarter, averaging about 28.7 points in the first quarter. I believe that's ranked like third in out of the last 3 games. So there's only been 3 games that they have so far, so not that much to talk about there, but they have been actually scoring here, and I think Garland may have a chance of playing tonight. It's only going to make their offense a little bit better, but that is the note that Denver has been holding opponents in the first quarter about 20% from 3. So they haven't been able to get these shots down there early on, but I'll stay away from this game. Anything, it probably will be the Denver first quarter, but it's most likely just going to be a pass.
Very
All right.
cool.
Good stuff. All right, the final game on this Monday slate, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers 3-point home favorites, 230 the total in this game. And as a lot of people have said the last year or two watching this team, Clippers going to clip, right? And they've done that so far to begin the season. 2 losses against Golden State and Memphis. They lose outright as home favorites against Memphis. I'm not rushing to lay 3 with this group right now. However, it does. Do I trust Portland is the question. Of course, they lose to Sacramento in their first game, bounce back and beat Phoenix, although Phoenix was on a second of back-to-backs on Saturday night. Portland blows them out 134 to 105 in that game. Chauncey Billups, he's finding out the same headaches that Terry Stotts had, trying to coach up defense from this team. And it's just not happening. I mean, they just don't have a team that's littered with many great defenders, really. That's the big problem. For this Portland team. We've talked about this. Covington's good, but you get defense from anybody else consistently other than him? Not really, not by any stretch of the imagination. So to me, I'm looking at this as a game where, I don't want to lay points with the Clippers, but they're 0-2. Sense of urgency should be there. They're probably a desperate home team here, and I don't trust Portland's defense. Remember, Portland hasn't played a road game yet either. Those first 2 games were at home. So this is a tough game from a side perspective. I'm not enamored with Portland plus the points. I'm certainly not looking to lay points right now with the struggling Clippers. This would be more of a prop game if I were to get involved. And I think from a props perspective, I think you can look at Paul George on the Clippers side because he's doing everything in his power to score and lead this team to victory. You can't fault him. He's averaging 30s in points per game so far. He's done it all he could at the offensive end. So I think Paul George, if you're looking at props in this game for the Clippers, you could go with that. I'm always interested in maybe looking at Jackson as well, but maybe more so tonight, Paul George, knowing, hey, we're 0-2. I've got to be the guy now with no Kawhi Leonard. 28.5. I could see that going over the point total for Paul George in this one. For Portland, it's actually not been so much Damian Lillard. It's been CJ McCollum for the Portland Trail Blazers offensively for them. He's been shooting lights out. He's been ridiculous from 3-point range so far. 22.5 for CJ, the way he's shooting right now. I think you could get over that total. So it'll be McCollum and PG for props to me in this game, one on either side. Don't worry about the side. Don't worry about trusting the Clippers laying points or taking Portland for the first time on the road this year. Just bet these props because I think George will get his, and I think CJ McCollum will get his as well in this game. Dutch, what do you think? Skee. Portland and LA Clippers. Skee, what do you like?
I think the Clippers struggled to defend the paint a little bit, but I think against these guards right here in this spot, I think they'll be all right. I think Paul George will be able to play some solid defense, and he's probably going to save it for the offensive end. But Blazers missing Norman Powell. I just think the Clippers can get it done at home. -3 is pretty much kind of just asking them to win, and I think they can get their first win tonight.
There you go. Liking the Clippers -3. It does feel like their spot. I mean, it stands out like a sore thumb that from a spot perspective, 0-2 at home. Portland's going on the road for the first time with a suspect defensive team. Do we really trust Portland, to get the job done in a spot like this? I don't. So, I could see the case for the Clippers tonight. We'll see if they can get off the schneid here. Dutch, what do you think here, Blazers and Clippers?
Yeah, shout out to guy Soldier. Eric Chain says CJ and Dame got to play defense. Smiley play. Yeah, that shit is funny, bro, because they don't play no defense, and that's my knock on my guys, man. But, hey, the reason I was real excited, Ian, I know you wanted to pass it right to me because I'm right with you, bro. I got two plays on this game, but I do like the Clippers. I'm going to be on that -3. I really do. With Norman Powell being out, I think this is just a spot play for the Clippers right here at home. They're going to win this game. I wish it was more around like a pick 'em. Skee says -3, they just got to win. Fuck, you see the Lakers last night, man? God damn it. But no, I know it's 5, but come on, man. But when you said it, Ian, I'm on both props. I love PG over here. We'll go CJ first, averaging 31 on the season. Went over this number the last 3 meetings versus the Clippers. Went over. I'm at 23.5 plus money. You could drop the juice on 22.5 if you want. I like the plus money at 23.5. I don't want to pay -120 or more. Now he's averaging 31 on the season, shooting 54% from 3. I know it's a short sample size, but the kid's been stroking it. Ian touched on it. The best player on the team so far has been CJ McCollum, not Dame. He's shooting 55% from the field goal range, just looking sharp. He's in his groove. I expect this to continue. No Patrick Beverley to worry about no more. I know Paul George can play some defense, but we know what he's trying to do. He's trying to go for 35 plus and get the W, like Ian mentioned. He's the man now. He ain't going to be putting a whole fucking effort into defense only when he has to. So I like now when we look at Paul George, just coming off 41-point game, had 29 in game 1, just shooting unbelievable from the field, like over 50% from 3 as well, I believe, or 45%, 55% from the field. I just look at it. He's averaging 34.5 points the last 2 games he's played against Portland. Eric Chang laughed at the defense that even thinking about, Dame and CJ playing it, because that shit don't happen. Norman Powell to me is one of the, and Covington, you touched on him, Ian, are probably the only 2 real guys that I think could even like stand in front of somebody. You know what I mean? And Powell's out. This is going to be attack. I look for the Clippers to get it done. This isn't a good spot for the Blazers, and I look for CJ and Paul George both to get theirs. I'm on over 28.5 -110 with PG.
There we go.
30 plus easy.
All right. When Dutch and I are lining up the same 2 guys for props, CJ and PG, how can we got to be in good shape, you would think, tonight.
Yeah,
and right, McCollum has been excellent so far. You look at the game log and the stats that he's been shooting the ball incredibly well so far. 28 points against Phoenix, 34 against Sacramento, 10 of 19, 24 of 43 this year for CJ McCollum from the field. 6 trays. I think I might add on with CJ the over made threes as well. In the game, he's got 6 triples, 6 3-point makes.
It's a little juiced, but it's definitely there to be taken.
Yeah, absolutely. I might add on a little made threes prop as well for CJ McCollum tonight here in this one. What do you think here, Wham? Portland and the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm thinking Clippers early. Early at the house. I think they have been playing a little bit better. As far as Portland, I think the Norman Powell is going to be a huge loss. You're going to definitely see the difference there. In my opinion, and they're not playing no defense here, so definitely look towards overs. I love the props that you guys suggested there. Definitely the PG one, especially. I think he's going to be an MVP candidate for this team, so why not blow all out on a team that's not going to play that much defense here? Should be able to get his points. I like the Clippers early, though. I think the Clippers are going to be the play for me tonight. Maybe a late addition. Right now, we're not making it official, but definitely thinking the Clippers first half.
I agree. I like the Clippers here in this game. First half, to come out strong is the very important thing for the LA Clippers because they're 0-2 to begin the year. They're at home. They've got a team that in Portland that, again, has been lacking a little bit, more than a little bit defensively. They've been lacking a lot the last couple of years. And again, a Portland team that's going on the road for the first time. If the Clippers bring their A game, and the Norman Powell loss is significant. You all mentioned it. Not only does he give you some offense, but he's a good defender as well. You're going to be without that on the other side. So it's a chance for the Clippers, especially some of these guys that haven't really excelled yet at the offensive end, maybe to get some confidence back offensively at that end of the floor. Yeah, Skee, I think you want to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just reminds me of, I don't remember which day it was, but it was last week, whatever day Denver played the Suns. We talked about a couple games, and we all pretty much agreed on it was 2 of them, that game and one more. And I remember Dutch saying, like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go bet a couple games after the show. Like, that's how I feel after we talk about the Clippers game. Like, we got a consensus game like this. It makes me feel a lot better.
Hey, real talk, those games, too, that I was talking about, 3-0, 2 sides in the over. Sacramento in the over and Denver plus 6.5. Those are the 3 games I went and put after this show. So, yeah, man, talking it out. We make money around each other, too, so ain't no damn way Taylor and the rest of y'all motherfuckers ain't going to get paid. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no doubt. 3-1 start. I know personally for me with the best bets, and I think most of us were off to good starts with the best bets with freshest look for Dutch. So great stuff to begin the season. And our props have been pretty good. You know, we've had those nights where we've been burned by the blowout, but that's going to happen every now and then. And I think over the course of the season, we'll put some money in your pocket if you tune in daily to the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. We'll get to before we get to best bets and the sponsors and all that. Quick thoughts if you guys got anything on the Monday Night Football game tonight, New Orleans and Seattle. Right now we got the Saints 4-point road favorites. The total in the low 40s. Wind, rain could be a bit of an issue. It could be a bit of a bad weather night tonight in Seattle for this game as well. I don't have much on this. I'm staying out of it. I don't want to lay more than a field goal on the road with the Saints, but I don't trust the Seahawks offense with Geno enough to back them. And it looks like and defensively, I still think the Saints, I'd trust their defense more. I just don't know if I want to lay more than a field goal. I guess push comes to shove, I'd lean New Orleans, but I'm staying off the game entirely. Skee, did you have any opinion Monday Night Football?
Yeah, if I'm playing, I'm laying. I think Seattle's the best team, better team all across the board. And I don't trust Geno. I just think the Saints can get after him, make him feel uncomfortable, and then comes the mistakes. So I like Seattle not Seattle. I like New Orleans off of
you're going backwards.
My bad. If I said Seattle, I meant
you saying something, Saints, and thinking something different, bro.
I mean the Saints when I was saying Seattle.
Smash that shit. No.
I like the Saints minus the points.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not talking about this game because I'm not betting it at all. I'm not betting a side. I'm not betting at the total. I'm not betting any props either on this game. There it is. The Dono train is back. $20 from our guy, Big Smooth.
Mr. Smooth.
Thank you very much, my friend. We appreciate the support, the donation, very much so. And that's guys like you are why we do the shows here, because you guys tune in and you support, and we appreciate that a lot. Dutch, did you have any thoughts on Saints and Seahawks here?
Man, I don't know how many likes we have. Hey, much love to you, Big Smooth, big guy. Yeah, appreciate it. I don't know how many likes we have, but I know it's not enough. You know what I mean? So make sure we're hitting that motherfucking like button. Muchly appreciated. You know, hundo, minimum hundo is Mando. Mr. Wack Prescott.
We got 100.
My guy. 100. Minimum 100. Oh, are we? All right. Well, let's get it to one motherfucking 50, man. Come on now. Fucking around. But yeah, I know it's Monday Night Football under the lights, but it's what I got for your ass. Yeah, I know. Clear. He don't even know what the fuck he wants to bet. He's talking about Seattle. Lord, I'm telling you, pass this motherfucking backwood, please.
Mixed up, yeah.
And pass me whatever Skee's smoking on, because I know it's in a plane, and goddamn it, I want to be right where he is.
This game's so ugly, it's fucking with his brain. It's like Seattle.
He said, I'm playing if I'm laying. Seattle's the better team. Oh, wait, what the fuck?
I think Seattle's the better team. He says that twice. Like, oh, wait a minute, New Orleans. Yeah.
He caught it.
It's classic. Good stuff. Wham, you got any opinions, Wham, on the game today?
No, I'm right there with my guy Skee. Obviously, I'm going to try not to mess up as well, but I definitely think New Orleans is the spot here. I think Jamal Adams is a bozo ass fucking guy down there on the secondary. I don't definitely trust their defense for Seahawks, like you said. I do think Rashad Penny, see where his health is when he comes back. They may be able to run the ball. I know they have a little weather issues. Definitely went over the total yesterday. Guys are talking about that, but I think that Jameis gets it done here. I think he does have over 1.5 touchdowns here. That's not a prop that I endorse here, but I definitely think he is going to sling it a little bit, shortcut screens to Kamara there, whatever. But I definitely look at this lane spot, bro, with the Saints, man. Saints probably is the play here. I see Marquise Callaway having a big game as well, props.
That is the one thing I considered Callaway props in the passing game for the Saints, actually. So, and Winston's targeted him quite a bit too. So, and in the preseason, I remember he hit him for a couple of big plays down the field. So, Callaway player prop option might not be the worst thing in the world here in this game. And yeah, a lot of people talking about the weather, and we saw it last night with Colts 49ers. It's not you automatically bet an under when there's rain. It's if there's wind. That's where it comes into play, that it really impacts scoring. If it's rain, it doesn't impact the scoring as much, in my opinion, that there's less scoring, because it's still bad to tackle and you can't hang on to the football and you can turn it over deep in your own territory and it gives the opposing offense a short field to work with. That's not good for an under. So I find that unless you've got heavy wind, it's a bad decision, in my opinion, to just blindly bet a football game under because of rain only. You want the wind in there as well. That's what impacts it, and I think can make it lower scoring. And we kind of saw that last night with the Colts and the Giants. It wasn't that windy. It was very wet. It was a downpour the whole game, a deluge of rain. But nevertheless, it still went over the total because, look, lots of slippery footballs and sets you up in a short field, and you can still, make plays a little bit offensively. It's the wind. That's always what I say negates scoring more than rain. So keep that in mind. Good stuff with Dutch, with Skee, and with Wham. We'll get to our best bets. Let's quickly run down the chat. Sammy B, Viper MB.
Don't ask, don't tell. He just hit us with the dono. We appreciate you, man. Much love, my guy.
Bro.
Excellent show. We be pumping.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Don't ask, don't tell. $10 dono again. He's donated a few times. He's been in the chat so many times. A loyal viewer and supporter of the Pub Sports Radio We Be Pubbin' movement, and he's done a great job. Thanks again, Robert Cherry, Lotus, Cesar, Eric Jones, Taylor MacArthur, Eric Chang, Nathan Cerna, Sam Calmer, Joe Chris, Derek Miller, LJ from H-Town, Sammy B, Johnny K, Nate Dog 420, Rem Most, Wyatt Chapman. Appreciate everybody joining you. Derek Miller, Alex Gagnon. I beat in you today. There we go. Alex Gagnon. Jordan B. Everybody in the chat. 586 Soldier. Wyatt Anderson. Wyatt Chapman. Everybody joining us. We appreciate Whack Prescott. Thanks to everybody for tuning in here. Can't get right. Jason Falk. We appreciate you. Harold Williams. Noli knows. Good to see you. He's likes to see Hawks team total under. Drew Daddy. Yao Bread 202. Viper MB, Moneyline or Spread, Max on Record, Tasha, I Heavy 08, Arthur Mead Jr., Raymond Reichart, Elijah Blair, Joe Chris, Abel Alvarez. There we go. Thank you, everyone. For tuning in. Hey, you know what? We're getting to the point where if we get to 300, 400 live views, we're not going to be able to do the chat roll call.
I was going to say, you're going for a while, Ian.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like
just name off the people you see multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You multiple comment, your name might get taught a little bit,
Yeah, exactly. The more you contribute, the more of a shout out you get.
Yeah. Retweet our shit. I'll be sure to give you a shout out.
Okay, so before we get to sponsors and best bets, 288 live viewers. Let's go. Hit the like button. Helps us
Smash
out.
that
That like
motherfucker,
button.
man.
What a live viewer count we've got going on here. We appreciate it, but hit that like button.
Don't be shy.
293 live viewers. Don't be shy. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. We'll get to best bets in just a second, but first, here's messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. The Lawnmower 4.0 and any Manscaped product on the site, get 20% off with the promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Great time of year. Of course, we've got football still, lots left. NHL, NBA underway. College basketball starts in a couple weeks. No better time than right now to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. Mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Someone was asking about John Collins double-double, plus 175. See, I took that against Dallas in Atlanta's first game, and he fell one freaking rebound short. He had 16 points and 9 rebounds in that game. So close to the double-double, and it was a great price. But I don't hate it, but it seems
also
like
blowout here. Blowout chance too, Ian,
Yeah, no doubt. And it could be one against Detroit tonight in that game. That would be the concern, but I don't hate it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. All right, great show, guys. Great NBA card tonight. Let's see if we can put a bow on it with best bets. We'll start with you, Skee. What do you like for best bet?
I'm going to go back to the game I talked about earlier on in the show. I like Milwaukee and Indiana first half. It's going up. It's almost 113, but you can still get 112.5. And these teams average so far through 3 games north of 120. So I like it. Milwaukee, Indiana, first half over 112.5.
All right, there you go. First half over. Milwaukee, Indiana, over the total here. 113 is the total right now. Milwaukee, Indiana, first half over for Skee with his best bet here. Dutch, freshest look. What do you got?
Yeah, man. Freshest look. We're going to Toronto, and we're going under 212. Shout out to our guy Noli Knowles making unders great again. I felt good when I seen his name in the chat. Also, our guy Don Ricci. We on the under. All right, 212. There's no way these two teams get over this number. They're averaging 203 combined. Short sample size. Yes, I know. Also, they're only giving up. Both teams are giving up under 95 points a game, and this, I guess, is a Toronto spot here for what we've seen. They're paced at 28th in the league. They should control the pace of this game. I look for this game to be barely at 200. We're going under 2.5 or 212. That's good money, my man.
There you go. Chicago, Toronto, Bulls, Raptors under 212. Best bet, freshest look for Dutch Boy Fresh here tonight on this Monday card. Wham, what do you got for best bet?
I'm going gold-blooded here. I'm going with the Chris Duarte over 15.5 points. I think he continues to give his Rookie of the Year campaign, averaging 20 points per game so far, shooting at 45% three with a usage rate on 4th best of the team, shooting the number 1 percentage from 3 there for the team as well. So definitely think he continues to do that and go over the 16 points, make it more than 16 points for sure.
All right, there you go. Chris Duarte over 15.5 points for Wham for his best bet. And my best bet, I'm going to go with the prop. I mentioned it earlier on the show. It's an incredibly low number. I'm surprised it's this low. We're going Scotty Barnes, Toronto Raptors, over 6.5 rebounds, minus 135 is the price with that. He's had minimum 8 rebounds in every game. He had double-digit rebounds against Boston. This guy is just attacks the rim at all costs, grabs a bunch of boards, rebounds, incredible energy on the floor in his first few games as a rookie for this team. And I think he'll clean up on the glass again and get at least the 7 rebounds required to cash that prop. So Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds for my best bet for this Monday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Up. Great show as always. And we're back tomorrow, same time, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, with another edition of the NBA Pub Up. We'll get our boy Billy Briz sitting in for Skee tomorrow on the show, and we'll break down the Tuesday NBA card for you. For Skee, for Dutch, for Wham, this is Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck, and we'll see you again tomorrow on Tuesday right here for the NBA Pub Up on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the real ones. We appreciate all the love. Be sure to hit that like button. Let's get it to 200. Fuck it. 2 motherfucking hundo. Let's do it. Share the video with your friends and fam. You already know we went in and we're coming out with the motherfucking bag. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.